This is my state, this is my team. You know what that means. This is for the black and blue that I bleed. This is for the chance to bring home that ring. But everybody gonna doubt this. So far there ain't been another way around it. We bring heat to the game each week. They just say we ain't got what it takes, we ain't bout it. Well, y'all can just keep saying that we ain't gonna make it, but at the end of the day, this will be the Panthers nation. You know, this ain't a game to us major players at every angle that you can think of. That's why you hate us. Get out the way of greatness. You can look at our faces and see the blood, sweat, and tears that it took to create this. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but you can save it. Cause even on the darkest of days, you know we're always gonna find a way to tell them what we gonna do, we gotta
All right, folks. What is going on? It is good to be here. And, this is a continued celebration of our 3-0 lead over the division right now. And our 3-0 record as a whole. So, before we get started, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. Let's get it. Alright, so we got a lot to cover here still. I covered about, 2 hours worth last night. So I figured let's get back into it today and finish up. We may do some pressers tonight too. I'm going up until probably 10 tonight. So if you guys want to talk about players, if you guys want to talk about anything related to the team, please drop it in chat or in the comments below, and I will respond to it after the stream. Please do check out the Facebook page, Keep Pounding in all caps, if you would like to have in-game posts, polls, and opinions on what we should be doing related to the channel and the team. So, that being said, I think it's a little late for the fantasy football crowd now, so we're just going to drop that off and just focus on the channel now. So, also, if you guys would like a pregame hype song to get you hyped up for the games when we do pregame streams, let me know what song you guys want. Drop it in chat, drop it in the comments. I'll play it for you. Make sure you get a link to the video of the song that you would like me to play, and I'll do it. I mean, let's be real. Every single one of these live streams has been copyright claimed, so honestly, I don't even care anymore. I'm not going to make money off these streams. I'm doing this for free. Let's be real here, man. The ones that are going to make money once I get monetization are going to be the training camp videos and just the regular videos in general. So that money will go back into the channel, at some point. Every bit of it. So I'm not here for the money. I told y'all from the very beginning, that's not what I'm about. This channel is for you. This channel is for the organization. This channel is for the team. Because I love this team that much. That being said, I don't know if you guys saw the video I dropped. Probably about 30 minutes before the stream started. If you have not, that's okay. Because I'm going to rehash it for you. For the people that enjoy the video rather than the live stream, then go check that out. If you like the live stream rather than the videos, then you're in the right place right now. So, you know, but either way, I'm going to rehash it either way. So, what I'm going to say is very, very important. We're going to start with Cameron Irving, and then I'm going to tell you why we should not be panicking over these injuries. So let's start with Cameron. Man is going to get exposed in Dallas. It's going to happen. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you on that. If you're expecting him not to get exposed, you haven't been paying attention to his holding calls over the past 3 games. Not years, games. And there's also the issue of the false starts and the missed blocks. You know, it's not as bad as Rimmers. I want to reiterate that. It's nowhere near as bad as Rimmers was. But, you know, it's the drop in the bucket towards that direction. And we got to put a stop to it now. So my suggestion to the Panthers management, if they have not seen this already or not heard this already, please listen so that we can prevent another problem like we had before. If you're willing to take my suggestion, that's great. If not, that is entirely up to you. But I am offering these suggestions and solutions so that we can better this team and be better as an organization. My suggestion and my proposal is to use Trent Scott and rotate the 2 left tackles. Now, what this is going to do is once Cameron Irving has trouble and he starts developing issues where he cannot handle the person that he's battling against, you put Trent Scott in there. I trust Trent Scott. He's got pretty much the same principles as Cameron Irving does. He's just not as strong. But he's a fresh body, you know, and he'll last you for about 2 series maybe, and then you put Cameron back in once he's settled. You know, once he's recovered, once he's ready, you know, put him back in. We do a lot of substitutions, and I think this needs to be one of them in order to keep Cameron Irving fresh. Now, if we are already doing this, kudos to the management for about this and doing it. And it's not working if we're already doing it. But if we are not, it's worth a try. At this point, I'm willing to try anything to avoid another Rimmer situation. And I know you guys are too. We don't want another one of those situations that cost us another season. I don't want to see that happen. So, let's give this a shot. Let's see what happens. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great player. I think he'll take care of business for you during the time that Cameron Irving is resting up and getting his stamina back. You know, give him some Gatorade, let him chill out for a little bit, you know, gather himself up. You know, maybe some time on the bike, maybe some, you know, whatever you got to do, you know, to get yourself back to being able to handle these matchups, dude. You know, and maybe it'll give you time to reflect on, you know, footwork, technique, whatever it is that you're having trouble with. Maybe that'll help, you know, in that area too. So there's lots of different ways that this could be beneficial to Cameron Irving. So I think if we try this, let's see what happens. You know, we don't lose anything by trying it out against Dallas. Because, I mean, let's be real. I don't think we're coming out of Dallas with a win anyway. But If we somehow manage to fix this problem, I call that a win. I call that a big win because we've had so many issues with left tackle over the years that if we don't start solving this problem, in house, while we've got the players, while we've got them healthy, it's just going to continue to escalate. So I feel like, if we can solve this in house, we need to try. And we've never had that opportunity in the last 6 years to be able to try to fix it in house. So let's give it a shot. We don't lose anything. But yeah, he will get exposed. I have a strong feeling about that. If I'm wrong, fantastic. You know, I I could not be happier if I'm wrong. You know, that means we don't have a problem there anymore for the remainder of the season. Now, I'm not saying it can't become a problem if we don't keep an eye on that position, but it just means we don't have a problem for now. Which is great. Um, you know, this is a team that has the potential to go 10 wins. I truly believe that. I know that we could go 10 wins. I don't have to question it. Even with these backups in. And here we go with the explanation of why we should not panic. Why should we not go into full panic mode here with the loss of DJ, JC Horn, and CMC? And I'll tell you why. Let's start with CMC. When we lost CMC last year, we had a solid running game anyway behind him. Excuse the yawn. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't spectacular, but it got the job done. It opened it opened the defenses up to the passing game. It got the job done. It got us some first downs. Moderate first downs, but it got us some first downs. So, we're at that same position again where I believe Chuba Hubbard could do the same thing. And we don't have to worry about it at running back. Royce is okay. He'll get you those maybe 1 or 2 yards on the draw play. I wouldn't try him on outside runs, but draw play, ISO, sure. Give him a shot. Keep working with him. Keep pushing him. Let's see if we can get him into a position where, he can run and get you those first downs. So, with that in mind, we're not losing too much there. CMC's extra abilities add on to what we have already at running back, the average position of running back. It adds on to it. These are special talents that add on. It's kind of like the icing on the cake that's already there. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis are, talent-wise, were the icing on the cake to what Shaq was, back in the day. They add to what you've already got, right? I guess that's the best way to describe it. But you got a Pro Bowl running back next to an average running back and an average running back, in your depth chart. Fantastic. You as the Pro Bowl running back, you still got an average running back. It's still there, All you're losing is the extra abilities and the extra talent. Same thing I feel like with who was it? It was J.C. Horn, it was CMC, and it was trying to remember. My brain's drawing a blank. Yeah, why is my brain just drawing blanks lately? This is bad. Let me look at this depth chart real quick. That'll refresh my memory. Sorry about that. Blah, 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 blah. And depth chart. Right, DJ Moore. Got it. All right, so DJ is next, right? DJ has spectacular abilities. He's great. He's talented. He's just a great player all around. But you take that away, you still got Terrace Marshall Jr. And Terrace Marshall Jr. is more than enough to take over while DJ is gone. More than enough. I cannot even begin to be frustrated at all with this. I think we're perfectly fine. Terrace already has chemistry with Sam Darnold. They already look great. Why are we concerned, with this injury right now? We're not. Once we get him back, we get all those extra talents back, that we didn't have with Terrace Marshall Jr. That's all it is. People are panicking for no reason. I'm anticipating that people are going to start panicking after this Dallas game too. Especially for the fact that we don't have those three. But I'm going to tell you that this team is not going to change at all in any way except for coverage issues on defense with Melvin. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's the only area where we downgrade with these backups coming in. That's the only way. So with Melvin coming in, let's talk about Melvin. He's got some coverage issues. So again, this is going to make things a little complicated for the Dallas game. In the way that Melvin is a great tackler. He stops the yards after the catch. The problem is he allows all those catches, those short yardage catches and medium range catches. So where you're going to have trouble is where those add up. Dak Prescott recognizes this in the film room, and he's going to start using those weaknesses like that one, that little weakness, and he'll push the ball down the field against Melvin is what he's going to do. And that'll open up the running game a little bit, but not enough to be sufficient. What we need to do is stick with stopping the running game. That's what we need to do. Don't worry about Melvin. Melvin is a totally separate issue from the D-line. What we need to focus on is stopping that rushing game. Because if we stop the rushing game, that forces Dak to pass. Once we put some pressure on Dak, he's got to get rid of that ball quicker than he wants to. And where is he going to target? He's going to target where Melvin is. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to suggest that we give Melvin some help in this game. Now, this goes against my better judgment because we have Chandler back there deep. And Chandler has had the same issues where he gives up a lot of passes and he just looks clueless out there in coverage. So it's way worse with Chandler. So my thing is, I think we should bring up Hartsfield out of the practice squad and send out Chandler for a couple of weeks. Let Chandler just stew on what he's doing. Let him focus on his coverage issues. And then he can come back once he's ready. That's what I feel like we should do. And Hartsfield can play free safety, but, there's a risk. There's a question mark as far as coverage, but I think he'll be all right. So, that being said, that's what I think we ought to do. I think that with Hartsfield in, we're going to have some solid tackling. We're going to have a lot more awareness of where these balls are going, what's going to happen with them, and how this is going to play out. That being said, if we put Burris over there to help out, our guy, Melvin, then I think that should turn out pretty well. Burris has been pretty solid for us. I've seen no problem with that. Jeremy Chin can go over there and help Dante Jackson. That does kind of leave Chandler out on an island. So that's going to mean double duty for Jeremy Chin, which we all know he can handle it. So I'm not even worried. Where my concern comes in is Melvin. And Melvin, even with some help, is still going to give up a couple of passes. Because of how good Dak Prescott is. I think it's going to be interesting. I think Dante gets tested about 6 times in the next game here. Let's go ahead and say that. And the time is not now to panic at all. No. Don't even begin to panic. Don't even begin to panic. We're going to drop this game in Dallas, I think, but that's okay. It's a predicted loss. It's okay. Don't sweat it if you lose this one. We're still 3-0 going into Dallas. Think about that. We are right on track for 10 wins. Don't sweat it. It's okay. to embrace one loss. It's okay. Let's just play our hearts out. Let's try to make that win happen. I don't think it will, but let's try. You know, we got all the pieces we need. We got everything that we had this week. You know, minus the special abilities of CMC, DJ, and JC Horn. You know, we got above average players that could still make some noise. You know, so it's not like we're losing too much here. We could still take a bite out of Dallas. You know, the problem is we're not going to come out of there with a win anyway. Even if we had all three of those starters in, we still wouldn't come out with a win. And I'll tell you why. It's because Dak is that good at picking apart secondaries. Plus, our offense has only been averaging 24 points a game. Add those two factors in, we're in trouble. You know, it's going to be a 7 to 10 point game in favor of Dallas. Give me just a minute, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Interruptions from family happens all the time. But what I was saying is, you know, we've got reliable backups. We're not going to come out of Dallas with a win, but it's okay. You know, as long as we play as well as we can play and put all our cards on the table, you know, show everybody this is who we are, this is where we're at. You know, we still got some work to do, but we can still make some noise in our schedule. You know, we can still be very, very intimidating against teams like Dallas. We may not pull out victories, but we can still make some heavy, heavy noise, which should put the Eagles and the Vikings on notice. You know, if they think that we're going to slow down, we're not. We just play as best as we can against Dallas, and our best against Dallas will beat the Eagles, and it will beat the Vikings. It will. Even without the starters in, it will still beat these two teams. As long as we don't fall for the traps. You know? And think, oh, well, the Eagles don't have a defense. Oh, the Vikings don't have an offense. Yeah, watch those traps. I'm telling you. Watch those traps. Those two are trap games. I'm circling them for a reason. Because we have to play the way we've been playing the last three games in every single game in order to make noise in every game and get those 10 wins. And that's even without these three starters. We can still do it. We are not, this hasn't derailed us at all. We are still right where we need to be. We haven't lost anything at this point. All we've lost is a little bit of extra talent that, you know, has really put us on the map. So, what I'm asking is for Joe Brady to get creative with the playbook. We've been asking this every week, and now is the time to do it even more. You know, these conservative play calls are not good enough. 24 points a game is not good enough. We need more. I've been saying it. We need more. If you want to get the types of victories like against Dallas, if you want to get the types of victories that we want against New England, if you want victories against the Dolphins later on, we got to get more points on the board. That's it. That's all it is. If we find a way to get, 35 points a game, we're set. Dude, our ceiling doesn't just jump from 10, it jumps up to 12. We could literally, it could jump up to 13 even. The way we're playing right now. We could get up to 13 wins if we expand this playbook. Joe Brady, please expand it. You're driving us crazy, man. I will say this, though. Scoring in the third quarter, that is a major step forward. That's a major goal accomplished. Now we need to do that consistently. Do it consistently. There's that word I have a huge favoritism for, is consistency. That's how I keep winning fantasy rings, is consistency. That's how I got second place in fantasy last year, consistency. That's how this team did well in 14 and 15, consistency. If we can open up the playbook and be consistent, look what can happen. The door is wide open for our success this year. All we got to do is open it up. Get more creative. Do we need like a consultant in there? What do we need if Joe can't handle that? Because I trust in Joe to do this, but right now it's like he's playing Madden on all pro mode. That's basically what he's doing. He's picking out plays from all pro mode, from Madden, and it's like the most basic plays. I mean, some of them are working, but for how long? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all the draw plays that we did in the third quarter against the Saints. They figured it out. They started stuffing us. You know what I mean? Like, every team that sees us run a number of draw plays in a row is going to stuff us. Eventually, it's going to happen, especially without CMC. Get more creative. Do more with the tools that we have. Please. I'm begging you. The potential is there. Sam Darnold is not missing passes. We have the protection we need right now. Do it. Open it. Somehow I just feel like Joe Brady's just hitting this brick wall of creativity when it comes to play calling. I'm like, if you need to pull a Phil Snow and just camp out after a win in the stadium to come up with new plays, just brainstorm for like 5 hours or 3 days, do it. Whatever it takes to get this done. I don't care what it takes. Do it. You know, we got to have these points. We cannot waste these opportunities anymore. We can't sit on these opportunities. This is the year that we can take control of our own destiny and do something with it. Don't waste it. Don't sit by at the end of the season when we go like 8-8, be like, oh, we could have done this, we could have done that. Hindsight is, come on. You finished the sentence right there. Come on, man. Don't waste these chances. Why would you make this into hindsight when we could be doing these same things now? That's the point I'm trying to make. Don't sit on this. All right, so give me just a minute, and then we're gonna take a small break, and then we're gonna get into that stat sheet some more, if y'all don't mind. All right, so I'll be right back, guys. Enjoy this beat, and I will return.
Boy on the beat. From Bonnie Boy on the beat.
Swamp Squad Beats.
All right. Let's get back into this. Um, so there was a rankings thing put out of what people think of where we are, right? All the 32 teams, right? Um, so here's what we got. We got Super Bowl hopefuls, we got the Buccaneers, we got the Chiefs, and we got the Browns. According to this chart. I don't know about that one. Bucks and Chiefs definitely. Browns, debatable. Highly debatable. I think playoff contenders spot right there for that one. So for your playoff contenders, you got the Rams, you got the Cardinals, the Ravens, the 49ers, and the Raiders. No. I gotta disagree with the Cardinals one and the 49ers one. Those are the two I disagree with. I don't see those two making any type of a run. I don't. I don't see it happening. The Raiders for sure. I would put the Chargers in that category. I would put New England in that category because you never want to leave them out. I would put Seattle in that category and Buffalo in that category. Now, in the played good category, we're going from orange to gold to yellow to light green to green and then blue, right? So we're in the played good category, the yellow. And in this category, we've got Seattle, New England, Philadelphia, Buffalo, Panthers, Broncos, Chargers, and Titans. Now, as I said before, I think we are in the right category. But some of these other ones are not. You know, Seattle should move up, New England should move up, Buffalo should move up, Chargers should move up, Titans should move up as well. They've got some potential. They've got to work on their defense, but they should move up. Now, the rest of these, I agree that we should be in that category along with the Eagles. I would put the Vikings up there as well. I would raise up the Dolphins as well. And, you don't want to sit on them. So, then you move on to the okay section, which is the light green. You got the Saints, the Redskins, Washington football team. Sorry about that. I just caught myself. Sorry about that. The Chicago Bears, the Vikings, Dolphins, Colts. As I said, Dolphins should move up, so should the Vikings. The rest of them, I agree. In the bad category, you got the Steelers, the Packers, the Texans, the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Bengals. I think the Cowboys should move up. I think Green Bay should move up. Green Bay is better than what they've been showing. We all know this. It's true. Same with the Steelers. They're better than what they show. But I do think the Cowboys and Packers should be the ones to move up. And then you got the last section where it's should be replaced by Alabama. I like that. Should be replaced by Alabama. Um, the Jaguars, the Lions, the Jets, and the Falcons. Yep, 100% agree with all four of those. So it's a matter of perspective when you're talking about light green, yellow, and gold area. It really is, because those teams are interchangeable a lot more than you think they are. But yeah, I think played good. I think that's a respectable spot for us right now, considering our defense is top of the league, and our offense is still working out some kinks. I think that's exactly where we should be. We should be just a touch below teams like Seattle and New England and the Chargers and the Bills and Oakland and the Dolphins. I think that's exactly where we should be. And a touch below the Titans as well. And the Cowboys. Oh man. So that's where I think we should land. Is right around that area. But I kind of wanted to bring that up and talk about that one. I think it was Torian that posted that in the page. Ooh. So the NFL is going to reinstate Josh Gordon. And he could make his return as soon as week 4. And we have a chance to sign the former All-Pro. I think that's worth a look, don't you? I also heard something about the Lions wanting to trade a linebacker, so we'll look into that too. NFL suspended wide receiver Josh Gordon was reinstated into the league. The 30-year-old was deemed ineligible to participate in practices or play games when he experienced a setback in his battle with substance abuse. I don't know about this, man. He's missed more than 50 games for violations in his career. He played for the Zappers in the Fan Control League this past winter. 7-on-7 league where the fans could call the plays that made the rosters. Dude, I would love to be a part of that. Give me a team, man, for the fan stuff. I would love that, bro. That would be nuts. But hey, as far as signing him, no. Don't think so. Alright, so Christian McCaffrey is expected to miss a few weeks. Sources say the team continues to run tests on his hamstring injury suffered last night. The IR is not part of the plan as of now. Rookie Chuba Hubbard isn't the next man up. That's okay. I'm not even upset. So that being said, where do we go from here? The 4 running backs the Panthers are working out after Christian McCaffrey's injury are Ito Smith, Duke Johnson, Dontrell Hillard, and B.J. Emmons. And I think it's time we start looking at them. And someone asked, wasn't Duke with the team during training camp? I don't remember Duke being part of that roster, but it's possible. He might have been, and I just didn't see him. And there's some people asking about Todd Gurley as well. But he has a knee injury, so I don't see that happening. Again, we're okay at running back with Chuba. So, my thing is, nobody should be concerned with where we are. I also want to talk about Joey Sly as well. We'll get to him. But yeah, what did this game cost us? Everything. What did this win cost us? Everything. Everything. Just think about it, man. We were lost without CMC last year. Now we got Chuba. We've had wide receivers be hurt before. But here comes Terrace. We've had Dante Jackson go down with injuries in the past. And now we're settling for Melvin. And Melvin is not the greatest choice, but I will say this. He'll do. So with that in mind, again, why are we panicking? We shouldn't be. And let's see. Oh. Okay. Should we start looking at some of these running backs that were tried out this week? What do you think? Should we do a little digging on them, or is it worth it? Because I think Duke is probably going to be the choice if they choose one of them. Because that seems to be the consensus. So I'm not going to focus too much time on that. What I'm going to focus on is linebacker. Now, there's a linebacker from the Lions that they want traded. That's my concern. Real quick, make sure. Okay, good. So what's going on with this linebacker from Detroit? I'm gonna Google that. Yeah, trade rumors. Jamie Collins. Yes, that's the guy. That's the guy I was looking at. Okay. I saw some post about this and I wanted to look into this. So let's see. Following a disappointing 35-17 loss to Green Bay Packers, the Lions defense is reeling. Two position groups, linebackers and corners, have seen subpar performances to start the season, and it doesn't appear that much can be done to improve their current plight. On Tuesday, Dan Campbell pointed out the veteran linebacker Jamie Collins did not perform well in front of a nationally televised audience. Ooh, so he called him out. Jamie, look, Jamie had some mistakes. It wasn't certainly his best performance. Amid growing concerns regarding the veterans' effort level, Campbell was asked directly if the concerns were warranted. Jamie's a big linebacker. He's a very athletic linebacker, and the way he moves is a little bit different. Now, he does move with some effort and have the same effort as Alex and Zalone. No, I don't think so, Campbell said. I think Alex just plays at a high level all the time. That's him. That's how he goes. But Jamie, there's things that Jamie does well and still have to continue to use. He's still a mismatch on third down, particularly in the rush game. We'll see where this goes. Is another team willing to take on Collins' hefty salary? Ouch. So we'll want to check out his salary. Would they be willing to offer the GM a late round pick for him based on the growing question marks concerning his effort level? It's highly unlikely considering how long he's played with the Lions. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about Jamie Collins that the Lions are thinking about trading. And the Lions GM is Brad Holmes, by the way. So now we have a name for him. Hold on just a minute, guys. Alright, guys, apologies. Family interruptions again. It happens all the time, and it's very, very frustrating. So, sorry about that. So we were talking about Jamie Collins. So let's look up this guy's salary, shall we? Jamie Collins. Salary. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys see what I'm seeing here. Let's see. So, when we want to spot track. And by the way, if you have not used this website, it's a great website to see about salaries, contracts, things of that nature. Go check it out. You know, it's free. Everything I do is free. Alright, so in 2021, we're looking at a $9 million contract right now in yearly cash. Dead cap is 14 mil. Cap hit is 7.3 mil. As of right now, I'm going to say no. I don't recommend us going after him. That's too much for the production that he is putting out. It's too much. So when he first came into the league, it was 4 years, 3.7. Then he went to the Browns, 50 mil for 4 years. And why the Browns offered this man 50 mil? That's just way too much. Then he goes to the Pats, 2 mil. And then he goes to the Lions for the current contract, which is 3 years, 30 mil. That's just too much money. It's too much. I'm going to say no. So, we've explored that one. I just want to... Seriously, I just paused that. Stop. There we go. Alright, so... As you can see, the Panthers are recommitting to the keep pounding mantra. I posted my comment there, doubling down my support of it. And I said thank you for keeping the slogan going because it means the world to those who are fighting every day to survive as Panthers fans, whatever it is they may be facing. Sam Mills understood this after he said it. Thus why it still stands today and why my YouTube channel name is honoring that tradition today, not just by saying it, but by yelling it in all caps. We are passionate about it. Some things are bigger than football. You know, and it's just time, man. It's time to recommit to that. All right, so JC Horn. He says on Twitter, tough times never last. Tough people do. I hate that I can't be out there having fun, but I know the guys are going to hold it down. Thank you, all who wish me well. I will be back stronger. I can't wait to be doing what I love. Let's keep the ball rolling, Panther Nation. Keep pounding the chosen one. All right? Get better soon, JC. We're going to miss you, buddy. But we'll see you soon. Heard you were looking for this. 3-0. Let's go, baby. That's right. We were looking for this. Oh, man. Stats and superlatives. Let's take a look at this. The Panthers defense held the Texans to 193 net yards. The third straight game of holding an opponent under 200 yards. Carolina has only allowed 573 yards through its first 3 games, the fewest allowed by any NFL team starting 3-0 since 1992. Ooh-wee. The Panthers defense gave up 42 rushing yards, and the Panthers now have the fewest yards allowed, 135, through the first 3 games of a season in franchise history. It's the 8th fewest in NFL dating back to 1995, our inception year. Wow. That is a mammoth stat right there. How do y'all feel about that one, right? That's beautiful. That's just straight up beautiful. The Panthers recorded 4 sacks and 9 quarterback hits. Carolina's 14 sacks through the first 3 games tie the 1998 team for the best start in terms of total sacks. Wow. 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 The Panthers held the Texans to 1 of 9 on third down. Carolina has allowed just a 21.2% third down conversion rate, second best, 20.5 in 2002 in franchise history through 3 games. Obviously, the Panthers scored on all 3 for second half drives before the final kneel downs. Carolina's 220 second half scrimmage yards were its most in the second half since week 14 of the 2020 campaign against Denver. Wow. Panthers scored touchdowns on 3 of 5 red zone opportunities, including all 3 goal-to-go chances. This keeps going, folks. The Panthers committed a season-high 8 penalties for 64 yards. Some of those, during that last game, shouldn't have been flags. I'm going to say at least 6 or 7 of them should not have been flags. So subtract that from the 64. And you get about 55. Roughly. 58, sorry. Where is my math today? No, 57. 57. Call it 57 penalties total this year. Because some of those did not exist. I'm sorry. It should not have happened. That ref needed contacts. He needed some contacts, man. I don't know how you call some of those plays. I don't know how you call some of those penalties, man. They were just ridiculous. So, add one because J.C. Horn should have gotten called for pass interference. But, that's still 58. That's not bad. Carolina won its first primetime game since Monday Night Football in 2017 against the Dolphins. It was the first win on Thursday Night Football since 2016. Player stats. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? Sam Darnold threw for 304 yards on 23 of 34 passing attempts, with no interceptions for a passer rating of 95.7. He also ran for 2 touchdowns, his first career multiple rushing touchdown game, and the 9th by a quarterback in Panthers history. Darnold has now passed for over 275 yards with a rating above 95 in 3 straight games, a new career best. And he's going to keep doing it, folks. No matter who we're playing this year, he's going to keep pushing the bar, man. It's going to be a thing. Wide receiver DJ Moore recorded his 10th career 100-yard receiving game as he finished with 126 yards on 8 receptions. He had 76 receiving yards in the first quarter. Think about that. Half of his receiving yards came in the first quarter. Man. Tight end Tommy Tremble scored with a rushing touchdown on his first NFL offensive touch, then followed it up with a 30-yard reception on his second touch to set up a field goal on the next drive. Yeah, Tommy Tremble had a great game. Running back Chuba Hubbard finished with 52 rushing yards on 27 receiving yards on 14 touches after taking over for the injured CMC. Y'all see what I'm saying, man? Look at this. 14 touches and this man got 52 yards. Not bad. We're developing him. You know? Why are we worried? Why are we panicking? We shouldn't be. Chuba's solid. Look at this. I mean, with DJ, yeah, we are missing a little bit of that yardage total when he's out. You know, but Terrence will make up for it. He'll get you about 100 out of that 126, right? Come on. Dude catches everything. Linebacker Reddick had 1.5 sacks for the third straight game, tying Julius Peppers for the second longest streak of games with at least 1.5 sacks in franchise history. Woo! Go Reddick. Go get it, my man. Defensive end Ryan Burns had a sack for the 5th straight game dating back to 2020. Burns and Reddick tied Mike Rucker and Mark Fields in 2002, and then Kevin Green and Lamar Lathon in 1996 for the most consecutive games, 3 that a pair of Panthers teammates each had a sack. Wow. Guys. My goodness. I gotta post this. I got to. Y'all need to see this, man. Oh my god. This is nasty. Dude, these stats are dirty, man. And this team is gonna keep doing this throughout the year. Yeah, include the original post. Why not? Man. Are you seeing what I'm seeing right now? 52 yards after 14 touches. And people are generally concerned that losing CMC will make us lose our way. No. No, man. No. Chuba Hubbard was probably our third most important draft pickup that we got. And I completely agreed with it. After I saw how he fit. At first, I was just like, I don't know about this. But once I see how he fits, then it changed everything. And Julius Peppers was no slouch, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta say that right now. Julius Peppers was an absolute monster. So, you can't just sit there and go, well, these stats are stats, it doesn't mean much. No, in the same sentence with Julius Peppers, you're doing something right. So it's a big deal. We got a lot going on. In this stat sheet, and we're going to go through it. Okay, so we're going to start out with Chuba Hubbard. 4.7 average. That's as good as McCaffrey. In double the amount of attempts. Now, granted, this might go down to about 4.1, probably, once you get CMC pushing the boundaries with his runs. But 4.7 is not bad. So let's take a look at Sam Darnold. He is 23 for 34, 304 yards. DJ Moore, 12 targets, but he caught the ball 8 times for 126. Now I'm going to point out something. Robbie Anderson only had 1 catch for 8 yards. Should that concern you? Yes and no. No, on the basis of the fact that he's Robbie Anderson and he has the ability to get open. Plus, DJ is not going to be there, so you'll see the ball go to him a little bit more in this Dallas game. Or at least be targeted a few more times. Yes, in the sense that we're not putting up enough points, and Robbie has been literally on an island most of the time with a corner and has not been able to get open or been seen when he was open to get the ball. So, we got question marks right now. as far as what's going to happen with Robbie. But I feel like those questions are going to get answered very, very soon here. So it shouldn't be a problem. Moving on, let's continue. We got Erickson with 2 punt returns for 17 yards. Not too shabby. You know, we held Cooks to 112 yards. 9 catches for 112. Atkins, on down, had less than 50 yards. Moving on to these stats. You got only 2 rushing first downs, which is fine. If you put up the, which is great, by our run defense. That shows me our run D is still for real. We're still going at it. We got the top 5 rush D in the league. And we're going to continue to be there. Even throughout the Dallas game. Now, you got 10 passing first downs. Consider who those were against. At least 2 or 3 of them were against Melvin. They got 2 first downs off of penalties, which should not have happened. Third down efficiency, we're looking at 5 for 11. They're looking at 1 for 9. Total net yards, we're looking at 407. Pretty good. Net yards rushing, 117. 3.5 average rush per play. That's right where it ought to be. Right there. 290 passing yards for us. And again, that should be over 300 yards when we're dealing with the Texans defense. And the reason it isn't is because that ball never went into the hands of Robbie. Except for one time. So we got 304 gross yards passing. Should we hire? That's all right. We're not complaining, but it should be higher. 23 for 34 is what we did on offense. 7.8 average gain per pass play. And that includes the number of thrown passes. We held them to 19 for 28. Fantastic. That is the type of defense we need to see all year. Now, we're not going to worry about punting, penalties. Okay, penalties. 8 for 64. Now, granted, 6 of those were legitimate. Were illegitimate flags. They should not have been thrown. So, realistically, we're looking at probably 3, for the game. 3 flags. One of those was not thrown. That should have been on J.C. Horn. So if you don't count that, that's 2. 2 penalties. Now, does that sound to you like we solved our penalty problem? We haven't had penalties for the past 2 weeks now, really. And we had issues with that in preseason, but we got them cleaned up. We had 2 fumbles, both by Sam Darnold. And that still has yet to be cleaned up. One of those was a missed block by number 74. So, it was caused by that. That's what started the play. And then Sam Darnold was personally responsible for the fumble. So we got to fix that. We got to do something about that. Beyond that, I think we're solid. You got 3 rushing touchdowns. We made all extra points. We made 1 field goal without a problem. Red zone efficiency, 3 for 5. 3 for 3 on goal to go situations. And look at that time of possession, 35 minutes and 45 seconds. Much, much better. Much, much better. Yeah, I love that. We haven't even gotten into the defensive stats yet. Ooh, excuse me. But we got Shaq with 6 total tackles, 2 quarterback hits. Brian Burns with 1 quarterback hit, 1 tackle for a loss. Dante Jackson with a tackle for a loss. Reddick had 3 quarterback hits, 1 tackle for a loss. Derek Brown had a tackle for a loss. Luvu, who was very busy today in that game, 2 quarterback hits, 1 tackle for a loss. So essentially, we got 9 quarterback hits, 6 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, and a combined 45 tackles with a pass deflection. Wow. I mean, defense, give yourselves a round of a freaking applause. That's amazing right there. That's really good. We are really looking solid here. I feel like there's a lot to love here out of these numbers. Jeremy Chin with 5. Melvin with 4, surprisingly. As I said, the man could tackle. Carter got 4 tackles. He came out of nowhere and kind of woke up a little bit. Good for him. Fox sustaining his success last week and continuing it with a half a sack and 3 total tackles and a quarterback hit. Nice job, Morgan Fox. Nice job. That's what we like to see, man. Consistency. That's what I've been preaching about. Right there, consistency. You just saw it. Right here in these stats. 2 weeks in a row, Morgan Fox woke up and he says, I'm going to be consistent today. When you get a full offense and a defense full of consistent players, good things are going to start happening. A lot of good things. So, as I said, Chandler is the issue. You don't see any pass deflections. If you want to see a pass deflection by him, he's not going to give you one. He's not going to give you an interception. It's just, he has coverage issues. Same with Melvin. He's not going to give you a pass deflection. You don't see one in here, do you? There you go. He doesn't have that closing speed. He doesn't have an awareness. But he'll get the job done for you. Chandler is bad in goal-line situations, but, it's normal for us to see that on tape from these two guys. We've been seeing it all preseason. We've been seeing it for the first two games as well. So there you go. I think we got 3 goals going into the Dallas game. First one, stay as healthy as we can. That's 1. 2, put up the same effort and the same gameplay as we've been putting up against these first 3 opponents. Regardless of whether we win or lose. We need to show people that we are who we are. Yes, we have weaknesses. Yes, we are not perfect. Yes, our record does legitimately show that we deserve to be 3-0. Whether we win or lose, we need to put up a really good showing against Dallas in order to prove that to people. We don't have to win, but we have to put up a good showing. But if we win, to the victor goes the spoils. That's how I see it. If we win and we're not supposed to, that will command some respect from a good chunk of the NFL right there. They'll start paying attention. And they'll start waking up and saying, oh, wow, this team is for real. This isn't just a soft schedule that's propelling them to 3-0 or 4-0. They won this game legitimately. They fought hard. They did everything that they needed to do to get to 4-0. That's, again, if we get there. 3-1 is still very, very, very respectable. And I would be very happy with it still. I am not going to complain if we don't beat the Cowboys, Granted, I can't stand the Cowboys, but I wouldn't be upset with it. We're at a point in the season where, we're looking good. To where it's not a problem if we don't win. And, that's saying something. If we were in a position where we had a terrible team and we were just getting our butts handed to us by Dallas, yeah, I'd be upset by that. I would be. Because, there's a chance that we could improve the team to where we could be competitive with the Cowboys and we didn't take it at that point, then yes, I would be very, very frustrated with that loss. But no, not in this case. If we don't take this Dallas game, I'm not going to be mad. Point blank. Because it's an expected loss. It's a projected loss. I'll be disappointed for sure. But, it won't bother me. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But we just have to come out there and attack. And play our best brand of football that we can play. That's all I'm asking this team to do. Just do what we did in the first 3 weeks, and we'll be fine. Keep showing that same level of consistency. Keep showing that same level of being a predator. Even if we come up about 4 points short or 7 points short, hey, at least we put up our best effort. If we put up our best game that we could put up. And there's no shame in that. No shame. Because that tells me that we can sustain that level of aggressiveness, that level of hunger throughout the season, and get those 10 wins that we need. Total, not just, oh, well, we got a few wins, and then Dallas just completely cut us down to size. That's not what happened. That's not what's going to happen. We'll be fine. I got complete faith that we're going to be fine. This is the first year that we've really been able to legitimately make some noise in the NFL in a while. I would argue since 2018. But honestly, even with the 18 team, we were still struggling on the offensive line. We were still struggling at corner, So, even then I had my doubts. Oof. Allergies. But hey, I had no doubt. So, I have no doubt this year. I had doubts in 18. I had doubts in 17 as well when we were pushing for the playoffs. But now I don't have doubts. I know that we have a solid depth chart. I know that we have a solid 53. There's no question about that. No question. Is it fantastic? No. Is it spectacular? No. But will it get the job done and get us 10 wins? Yes. And that's what we want. It's the start of something beautiful in Carolina. It's the beginning of a solid 3-year campaign where we really start pushing the boundaries of what we can do and start really pushing who we are out there. And we show the league that we're not going to get intimidated. We're not going to be pushed around. And people can doubt this team all they want. They can throw us under the bus. They can throw us into the terrible crowd. They can underrate us as much as they want. But when we come out there on Sunday and we keep playing like we are right now, good things are going to happen. And don't you ever doubt that. Don't you ever doubt that. It's going to happen. We've got this. There's never been a reason to worry. The only time we have to legitimately worry is if Sam Darnold goes down. That's when we hit the panic button and we hit it hard. Because at that point, we are screwed. We'll still have the defense, but the offense is not going to be existent. It's going to be invisible at that point. That's how non-existent it'll be with PJ Walker in, with his overthrows. So I legit hope that PJ has been working on his throws during practice, and he starts getting that ball down. Because if he doesn't, I got a feeling he's not going to be here for too much longer. As I've said before, I love these players. I want to see them do well. That's why I call them out. You know, it's tough love. If I didn't believe that, if I didn't believe in these players that they could do better than they're doing, I wouldn't call them out. I would just say, you know, this is what it is. This is where we're at. You know, and this is their ceiling. You know, but no, I know these guys could do better. I've seen PJ play better. We've all seen it. It's on tape. All you got to do is go look at the preseason tapes. It's there. All you got to do is look at my training camp videos. It's there. He's better than this. All he's got to do is show it. That's his only problem, ladies and gentlemen. If he fixes that, I've got no problem at all with him at second string at that point. But until he fixes it, I cannot lend my full support for that. I'm sorry, I can't do it. So, that being the case, we finally put up a touchdown in the third. Finally. Yes. That is the most beautiful touchdown ever right there. Tommy Tremble. That is using ingenuity. Having Tommy Tremble run for those 7 yards. That's the type of ingenuity I'm talking about, Joe Brady. If you could come up with plays like that, crazy plays like that the defense is not expecting, then we can push that boundary of 24 points per game, and we can start getting some 30s on the board. How do y'all feel about that? Let me see what ESPN has us at. What's our average officially? What is our average? Because ESPN tallies up the average. They have Dallas winning 55%. Let's see. Average points per game, 23.0. See, that's what I'm talking about right there, 23.0. I wasn't that far off. But look at the points per game that we've allowed. 10 average for 3 games. Woo! Baby! That's a beautiful number. And see, when you look at these numbers side by side, look where Dallas has the advantage. They're putting up 24.5 points per game versus our 23. They're giving up 24 points per game, which is about what we're getting, by the way. So it's going to be 21 to 24 points that we're going to get in this game against Dallas. That I can tell you. But it's not going to be enough. Because Dallas has the edge versus Melvin. That's going to be the difference maker. Dak Prescott has the edge as far as finding these gaps against the linebacker. And that's what's going to keep these drives going for Dallas. So look at the total yards. This is where things get into stats a little bit more. You're looking at 449 average yards per game versus our 401.7. This is where Dallas starts to have the edge. Yards passing 320 versus our 296. Yards rushing 129.0 versus our 105.7. Are you starting to see this now? Now that yards rushing average is going to go down after this game against Dallas. It's going to be around 110 probably, which is still higher than ours. And Chuba's not going to really do much to improve that average, but it may even go down some back into the 90s, but that's not a bad thing. Yards allowed, 432 versus our 224. This is where we have a slight advantage. Right here. Yards, pass yards allowed, 179. Rushing yards allowed, 45. That's way less than they're giving up. So this is going to be a tight game for a while until we fail to score on at least 2 or 3 drives. That's where Dallas is going to take over and they're going to win. Now do y'all see why I'm saying this is a game that I don't think we're going to come out with a win in. That 1-1 record does not properly represent them. All right, so Marshall High's first year without Adam Gase wins the state title. LSU's first title year without Adam Gase wins the national championship. Peyton Manning's first year without Adam Gase wins the Super Bowl. Ryan Tannehill's first year without Adam Gase, comeback player of the year. Sam Darnold's first year without Adam Gase, first quarterback to go 3-0 in Panthers. So there you go. Oh, yeah, that's pretty funny. But here's an interesting stat. We're the only team that has never trailed this season. Just an interesting stat, you know. I'm not saying that makes us fantastic. I'm not saying that makes us great. But I'm just saying, you know, it's something that's worth pointing out. So again, all of that is worth looking at. I think we've buttered pretty much everything that we're gonna butter here, and pulled everything out of this that we're gonna pull. I don't think there's anything left, is there? Not to my knowledge, I don't think so. Oh, Joey Sly. I told y'all to be patient with Joey Sly, man. The management decided, oh no, we're not going to be patient with the man. Next thing you know, the man's making a 53-yarder on us against the Texans. Come on, man. How many times do I need to tell this management, be careful who you cut? Every one of these players will burn us in some way, shape, or form. At some point that we have cut that are good players. You look at the Buffalo game, that's where it's really going to burn us. That's where it's really going to burn. I'm telling you, watch out for Effie Obata when we play the Bills. I'm telling you right now, this is not a joke. Effie will put some pressure on this line. And I can tell you, I don't even have to guess what part of the line either. You put Effie on Cameron Irving, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Because Effie Obata is instant starter status to me. So, any way you look at it, it's bad with former players. That being said, we could do some press conferences if you guys want. We could dissect those. I still have another hour, probably 2 hours. So I mean, I can obviously go dig into those if you want. But I think we've milked pretty much everything that we're going to milk. Besides the pressers. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring up the pressers and we're going to take a look at them. Shall we? We haven't had much of a chance to do that, so. Okay. So. I think we're going to start with Sam Darnold. With the most recent one. We're going to work our way from there. How's that sound, guys? Cool with that? Alright. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wait. I gotta turn the sound on. There we go. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Sam Darnold. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, losing Christian's tough. I mean, I'm in the pocket too much, or I feel like I'm holding on to it, I'll just get rid of it.
What was Christian's mood after the game?
I mean, he's a great player. So, I really thought Chuba and Royce, when they got in there after that, did a really great job. But yeah, losing Christian's tough, but I thought we did a good job of bouncing back. And, in that second half, we were kind of able to put that first half behind us and really do a good job in that second half.
Sam, ultimately you had to do more. Christian kind of went out. How did you approach
No, I mean, for us, it's just executing the plays that are called. That's really, that's as simple as it is for us. It's just executing whatever's called, and if we call a play that's, if the running back's the first option on that play, just because Christian's out doesn't mean I'm not going to go to the running back. You know what I mean? So, I thought, like I said, Chuba and Royce did a great job when they got in there.
Sam, what was the mood
True.
at halftime after Christian was been in the tent? I mean, did anybody address the team in terms of just like, hey, we got to go play the second half?
Yeah, no, I mean, we weren't told, about Christian's injury. I mean, I assumed just because he wasn't there. But, yeah, I mean, it was just for us, we had to put our head down and play a lot better. And, I thought we did a better job in that second half, creating momentum and having a good tempo about us.
Sam, you literally
Momentum and tempo. Yes, I gotta agree with that. We look good. Momentum and tempo wise, I agree with him on that fourth quarter. He's right.
put your head down on that third and inches at the goal line. Can you describe that play and losing your helmet?
Yeah, it was hectic. There was a lot of things going on that QB sneak, and yeah, I mean, I thought I got a great push back from I don't know who it was. I think Royce and maybe Gio back there in the backfield. So yeah, I mean, got in. It's all.
The helmet itself, like, did you feel it going?
Yeah, it just kind of slid off. I think that kind of happened after I was already in the end zone. But
When's the last time you got 2 rushing touchdowns?
That was terrifying, by the way. If this man gets injured, our season's done. Need I remind you guys? So that was worth it, but still terrifying. That man could have gotten seriously injured in that pile. No joke.
I have no idea. You probably know. You probably know.
Never in the NFL.
Yeah, probably college.
College or high school?
Call it probably high school. Yeah.
Can you take us through the first rushing touchdown, too? Was that a lead play, or were you calling it the whole time?
No, it was a good play by our offense to be able to get in there and do our job.
Can you just do, I mean, you don't have to get too deep, but can you
No,
expand on it?
I can't. Sorry.
Quick turnaround, injuries during the game, but you guys still gutted out the win. What does that say about this team?
Yeah, I mean, we're resilient. We had, a lot of guys in the building and with us in OTAs, which, kind of showed kind of the type of team that we wanted to be. But then we went to Spartanburg. We had a great training camp, a hard training camp down there in the heat. And, yeah, it kind of showed what kind of team we were when we, practiced against Baltimore and Indy. So, I mean, we always knew what kind of team we had. It was just about going out there on game day and executing. And we've been doing a good job so far. We just got to, keep taking it 1 week at a time.
Facts. Facts, dude. This team is resilient, if anything else. It's a resilient team. I love that he used that word. Great word usage. Because if you think about it, if anyone were to explain what this team was in a word, by definition of who this team is, it's resilient. Brilliantly said, Sam. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. He's starting to become the face of this team. Y'all see this, right?
He's a special player. I don't know if there's any way to describe him. He's someone. I'm gonna try to right now, but he's someone who you can align anywhere, and I think the greatest way to see how great a player is by how a defense has the game plan for them. And when Christian's out there, you kind of see when he starts to line up in different ways.
Good
that
point.
Defenses have certain checks, for him when he's out there, and that's a sign of a really good player.
Good point, my man. Did y'all catch that? Let me run that part back for you real quick.
Line up in different ways that defenses have certain checks, for him when and for them. I think, the greatest way to see how great a player is by how a defense has to game plan for them.
Boom. That sentence right there. That right there. Yes, sir. That shows me this man understands the NFL right now. He understands what we're dealing with. He understands, the type of pressure he's going to be under. He's starting to become that leader that we need right now. And that sentence right there told me all I need to know about Sam Darnold. He's smart. He's aware. He knows what he's up against. He film studies. He researches. He does everything he needs to do to come out there and try to win every Sunday. That tells me volumes about who Sam Darnold is. You don't hear that from many quarterbacks. But this man gets it.
And, when Christian's out there, you can kind of see when he starts to line up in different ways that defenses have certain checks, for him when he's out there. And, that's a sign of a really good player.
How much was it a factor at the end of the second quarter where you got sacked 3 times after he left? And then what happened in the second half to kind of stabilize it?
Yeah, it was just, for me, it was holding on to the ball too long. We were trying to push the ball downfield a little.
He even recognizes he held on to the ball too long. Wow. Okay. I was gonna point that out, but I minusculely pointed that out a little bit, going through the stats and everything else last night. But the fact that he's legitimately pointing it out now, you can't ignore it now. So yes, it's true. But is he working on that? Let's find out.
A little bit there in the late in the second half, and just got to play smarter that way. Just understand, hey, how I like to say it is, if I start kind of climbing in the pocket too much, or I feel like I'm holding on to it, I'll just get rid of it.
Listen to his feet.
I mean, he's sad.
What did you say to him?
Just that I'm thinking of him, and to take his time. We'll be all right. Without him.
Thank you.
But I want him to take his time right now and make sure he's good for the end of the season.
Did y'all hear that?
Just that I'm thinking of him, and to take his time. We'll be all right.
We'll be all right. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Sam Darnold said, "We'll be all right." And I'm saying, "We'll be all right." That's both me and him on the same page right now. That's our management saying, "Next man up." That's basically saying, don't panic. We're all right. We got Chuba. We got Melvin, and we got Terrace Marshall Jr. We're fine. Don't panic. And I'll say that as many times as I have to after this Dallas game, too. Don't panic. We're fine. We're going to put up a strong showing against Dallas, whether we win or lose. We're going to be great.
Without him. Obviously, we want him back. But I want him to take his time right now and make sure he's good for the end of the season.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he will be. That's
Facts.
I'm being optimistic, but yeah.
We're all being optimistic, dude.
No, I think for us, we're starting to find our identity as an offense, and I think I just gotta again, whatever play is called, we just gotta execute that play, and that's my job, is to get us in the right play and make sure that we're kind of hitting on all cylinders and that the offense is moving in the right direction.
Facts. And that's
I mean,
all
the
he
Panthers
should
are-
have to worry about. You know, that's all he should have to worry about. That's his job. That's not anyone else's job. That's his job. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so we're gonna take a look at Matt Rule.
Obviously happy with the win, proud of our guys.
Let's go.
It wasn't our best game, a sloppy game by us with too many penalties at times, left some opportunities out there. But I think a lot of credit goes to Coach Cully and the tech.
Whoa. Sloppy penalties? Sloppy penalties? Matt Rule. So you're gonna tell me you accept these referees' penalties? I don't care if it's bad for the press. That ref did a terrible job. You need to call him out so that these referees can do a better job too. You know, and the press will take this and say, "Oh, we're complaining about penalties. You're complaining about penalties." It's like, shut up. Really, shut up, referees and news media. No one trusts the news media anyway. If you trust the news media, the sports news media, you're a fool. Because these people will always try to find a negative story to write about you. No matter what it is, they will try to find a negative story. That is what they do. That's what they're paid to do so that they can get attention paid to them. They don't care about the attention being paid to you. They just want it being paid to them. And that's why you got to call out these refs, man. When these refs don't do the job correctly, you got to call it out. You got to call that spade a spade. Because that's what it is. It's a spade. 6 of those penalties did not exist. And the rest still flew through flags for him anyway. 6 of them. Now, if you'd rather leave that to the content creators to point that stuff out, we'll do it. We'll gladly do it for you. We'll take the brunt of the media for you. That's fine. I got no problem doing that because I've never been a fan of the media anyway. Bring them into my chat. I don't care. They want to write something negative, go for it. Because you're not going to get anything negative out of this channel. You're not. All you're going to get is the truth. So tell them to come on into my chat. I'll deal with them. All you got to do is call them out. Throw them towards us. We'll take care of it. We'll throw as many of these media people under the bus as we have to protect you. If you are in the right, we will do it. If you are not, then we're going to call you out. It's that simple. All right, so let's continue.
Texans team. I mean, we watched them last week take it all the way down to the last drive against the Cleveland Browns. We watched them beat Jacksonville convincingly, and there's a lot of veteran players over there, and those guys are proud men, and we knew it was going to be a heck of a game. So a lot of things we have to clean up. We lost some guys with injuries today, so we'll have to regroup pretty quickly. But I think in the second half, I think Sam took care of the football, and I thought Chuba and Royce came in and gave us what we needed in the run game to finish with 120 yards rushing against that defense. So with that, I'll see what questions you guys have.
What's the prognosis with Christian?
Christian strained his hamstring. I don't know the severity level of it yet, to be quite honest with you. But I knew the minute it happened, they said, "Hey, he's out for the game." So that's all I knew. I just saw him in there. He's moving around, but he's obviously have to wait and see, kind of MRI it maybe or something to see what the severity is.
Connected in all the last week's stuff.
With moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or...
Sorry about that. We got ads, right? There we go.
No, last week was cramps. Yeah, last week was cramps. I don't know what happened today. I just think he pulled it.
How did you think you adjusted offensively to his absence?
I thought we came in at half there for a while. That we kind of was struggling a little bit. We got a little banged up O-line wise. I think we were really tired. We played 78 plays last week. They had a surge of energy after that. Then I thought in the second half, we trusted Sam. We were throwing 4 verticals, pushed the ball down the field. And then we got rushing yards from Tommy Tremble and Chuba and those guys. So I think just found a couple core runs. I thought Lovie Smith did a nice job tonight. Like, we came in expecting Tampa too, and he played a lot of man. So I think Joe did a nice job adjusting. But if there's anything to take away from it, I thought Chuba and Royce, they stepped up and each made plays. And so we were able to kind of get back to throwing some of those plays that we wanted to do.
And Lovie Smith likes to pull a lot of a Tampa type defense. That's what I've noticed, watching him. So it's a lot of Tampa. It's some man to man sometimes, but mostly Tampa is what they like to run. And it's been that way for a long, long time. And that Tampa defense, that Tampa 2 defense is what carried the Colts through a few years, and with the right players, it got so. Just real quick, I want to shout out Shannon Monique Irby. Thank you very much for hearting my comment about the Keep Pounding slogan. I appreciate you. And I wanted to shout you out in the stream. And I also want to thank Pavel. I'm not even going to try to say that last name. But thank you for the like on my comment about not time to panic, on the Panthers official page. Because it's very important that we not panic right now. We're in a very, very good situation right now where we can be very sustaining and resilient throughout the year. So I just wanted to point that out. Thank you. Also, thank you for the like, Kenny Medford. Appreciate you, man. This is the Patriots fan that has been on the stream a couple of times. So I appreciate you. And, he's checking out my page and giving some likes. So I appreciate you, man. Be sure to check out his page, Underdog Sports, if you haven't already. He posts some pretty good stuff on there every once in a while. So there's your shout out, Kenny. Appreciate you, man. And I also wish Anthony Rochelle well as he prepares to move over to Charlotte from where he is right now. So I wish for a lot of success there. And while we're on that note, I wish for support for Carol, who is going through a rough time right now. She had back surgery and she's homeless right now. She's living in the Charlotte area in a truck. So, in a friend's truck, I believe. But, give her some love and some well wishes right now. Put up some blue and black hearts in the chat, please, for her. And just let her know we're thinking about her and praying for her. And if you're not a praying person, we're just thinking about her, Anyway, let me check chat real quick. No, nothing interesting. Okay. All right. Then let's continue.
When Christian went out and they scored, was there kind
please give these reporters some mics.
Yeah, I don't know if there's shock. I mean, it's just the National Football League. I mean, I don't even think most of our guys knew what was going on with Christian. I mean, we're so in the moment, I mean, everyone's kind of doing their job. I think the one thing was I thought Davis Mills did a really nice job. If we didn't play man and bring pressure, he was finding guys that were open, and that's why he was drafted, highly. And so I thought Phil did a nice job, kind of getting away after they went down and kicked that field goal. Scored the touchdown before the half, and after they kicked that field goal, we started bringing some man pressures again. We just have to trust our guys, Melvin, Sean Chandler, Dante Jackson with a huge stop on fourth down. Those guys all stepped up with the absence of
Melvin,
Jason.
again, is the question I've got right now.
Justin pulled a muscle. He was still moving on the sideline, but I think he knew he was going to be out. So how long that is, I don't know. And it sounds like JC broke some bones in his foot. So the extent of that, again, they'll have to do a full workup. So so I don't know how long that.
I forgot about Burris being out. That's going to be a problem. That means we're going to have to. Let me see real quick. That means we're going to have to be relying on let me see if I can pull up the depth chart. Where is it? There we go. Sam Franklin, which I know a lot of people were saying, let's get Hartsfield in here instead of Franklin, and I agree. So if we get Hartsfield in instead of Franklin, we'll be fine. Not that I don't have faith in Franklin. I do. But Hartsfield is just better. Better coverage, better tackling. Just better in general. But let's get back to this this presser here, and then we'll finish this up and finish up the stream. All right, so I forgot about that. Thank you, Matt Rule, for pointing that out. Let's continue.
That'll be what the prognosis will be. I don't know that it's that. I don't believe that it's that, but that's not been said to me, so I don't know. It sounds like it could be a couple bones. I have no idea. I have no idea. Honestly, goes, I have no idea.
Would you attribute some of these injuries to the quick turnaround having to play on a Thursday?
I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. I think this, quick turnaround, but every team does it, and we've been pretty healthy so far. A lot of other teams have come into these games and they've been down guys. So, when it comes to a broken bone, non-contact, I don't know if that's that, but maybe some of the pulls could be. So, but it is what it is. I mean, we are where we are. We love those guys. We're going to help them get better. As I said to JC in there, like, you'll be back. Don't worry about it. JC Horn's a special young man, a special football player. So we'll get the other guys ready.
How unique is Christian in what you do offensively? What makes him?
Well, Christians just can kind of do everything, and so I think the biggest thing that he brings is they have to account for him in every passing rep. They can't just double DJ, they can't just double Robbie. They have to account for him, and I think Sam has done a great job finding other guys. A lot of off-schedule plays that happen going to Dan Arnold, hit Tommy Tremble down the right sideline. So I thought Sam played in true progression today. But Christian's amazing. His ability to win one-on-one. So people have to zone everything off, and that creates a lot of windows for other people.
With all the questions about Sam, to see
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Are you paying attention to me?
Where the hell are you going? Because I know what I'm doing.
Okay. I just want to apologize for the commercial here. Let's continue.
I think number one, if you watch the way we called the game, it means we trust them. Even on that last drive, we're throwing 4 verticals with them, and I just think in my mind, I say to myself all the time, like, these are professional football players. They've been doing this their whole lives. They let them go play. Like, don't try to overmanage the game. Let them go play. Let them make plays. And so sometimes you go for it 4th and half a foot, and you don't get it. They make a play, and sometimes we go make a play. So But I think one thing about Sam, he has some moxie, man. I mean, he stayed in the pocket, had that long run called back, but finding Terrace on the 3rd and 12. I mean, there were some huge conversions by Sam, and again, it's him just playing within the system, but also I think he has a courageousness that, he's not crossing the line going over the top. He's protecting the football and still pushing the ball down there. And look at the play Alex Erickson made. I mean, that ball, because it's going to be picked, is it not going to be picked? It makes a great play. So a lot of production from a lot of different places.
Agreed.
How do you think Royce and Chuba played in Christian's stead, and what might you be looking for them going forward if Christian does?
Yeah, I think they just have to be starting NFL running backs, and Royce has done that before. And I told Chuba at halftime, that's why we drafted you, man. Like, this is your moment. I thought Chuba was outstanding. I think, at the end of the half, we didn't give him a ton of chances, but I thought he got in there at the end and made some key runs. When we can line up in 4-minute offense and run and get the first down on 2 plays, I mean, especially versus that stout defense, that's a credit to the offensive line. It's credit to the tight ends and fullbacks, but I thought those backs hit it.
Right.
The minute Royce got in, he made that nice run.
Right.
Cut the ball back on a duo play, which that's a veteran run. That's a guy who's played a bunch and saw it. So those guys stepped up for us.
Hey, we'll do one more question. How much
drafted
David?
J.C.
Go ahead, David. How much, with an end of the second quarter after Christian was out, Darnold sacked 3 times, how much did the protection break down without Christian, and how much do you feel like that Darnold took on his shoulders in the second half?
Yeah, I don't think any of that was attributed to Christian. I think one of them was a deep shot that we were going to throw, and Tommy came back and just he just has to get on the guy. Got knocked back into the quarterback. The other one was just a nice effort. The guy reached and knocked it out, and the last one was we're pushing the ball down the field in 2 minutes. So, I mean, they're good rushers, and we knew they were going to be really good rushers. Johnny Miller got banged up early in that game. Hurt his shoulder and moved him out of the game, and so I think once they got to the second half, those guys, the offensive line just kind of regrouped a little bit. Like I said, we practiced a bunch of one thing and saw a lot of the other, and that's it's to be expected in the National Football League. Like that's why we have a system, and our coaches adjusted. But I don't, I think for the rest of the guys, like they love Christian, they love having him out there, but they also trust everyone else, and so I thought they played to the system. And I told our guys like this game will be won in the last 5 minutes. Like I just know Coach Coley, I know Lovie Smith, and I know these guys are good coaches, and I know these players. They got winners over there, so I thought they hung in there, and we just made a couple plays at the end.
Last question. Go ahead, Chief.
Coach, you guys said that you drafted J.C. Horn with the hopes of being able to play more aggressive man coverage and things like that. With him out, do you have to change that approach with the backups, or do you feel like they've been prepared enough to play more of that man-to-man versus zone coverage?
Yeah, we trust them. We trust those guys to play. Those guys went in there and played. I mean, Sean Melvin played the whole game. We're gonna kind of stick with what we do, play our system, and I think at the end of the day we play a lot of zone, we play a lot of man. We're playing some 2-man at the end. I thought Phil dialed up what he needed to do to get the win, so we'll continue to do those things. And like I said, every one of these guys is a true pro. They're here for a reason. So opportunity comes, they get it, and they found a way to capitalize tonight. Hopefully, they can do it again after this little mini bye we have.
All right, my issue is with Melvin. Again, I pointed this out about 3 or 4 times this stream. Melvin's coverage issues are going to be a problem. I got a feeling that if we cannot get the proper coverage that we need against the Cowboys, we're in trouble. So I'm not going to do the mic'd up ones. Okay. Not interested in the highlights. What I want is the pressers. Christian McCaffrey, Matt Rule. There we go, Matt Rule. Gives injury updates. I'm not really interested in injury updates at the moment. Unless there's something that we don't know about, then I don't see the point in pushing that right now. Oh, and I see Ron Rivera has a new puppy. Cool. Good for him. I'll tell you what. I don't think there's anything more that we can get out of this at the moment. Well, we haven't seen Reddick get put on camera before. Let's talk to him.
Join Peyton and Eli
Let's
for
listen to
Monday
him.
Night Football.
Shall we? I got a feeling this man's going to have something for us.
Many people are contributing to the pass rush. What does it say about this defense?
Right now, our pass rush pass rush we turned up, man. As you can see, we got interior and edge rushers that can rush. And as of right now, we just getting after it.
How does that change? How does that change things? How does it make things easier for you all as a defense?
Well, first it comes with stopping the run. I don't know the exact stat, but I don't think they had like over 60 yards rushing today or something like that. So if we could continue to stop the run and force teams to continue to have to throw the ball, then naturally it just allow us to go ahead and get after the quarterback.
Brian was talking about how you guys can kind of come at just about every angle. Is this as complex a rush scheme as you've played in?
Say it one more time. What do you mean by complex?
It's like diverse, I guess. Brian's point about kind of being able to different guys coming in waves and at different angles.
I would say just here we have interior D linemen that can rush really well. Other than that, I don't really know. I'm sorry, I don't really understand.
That's a really complex question right there. That's a really confusing question.
To what your expectations were coming into what this unit could do.
Right now, exceeding it. I wouldn't lie. Right now, we're exceeding where I thought we could be, and it's surprising to me. But it's just a testament to the work that we put in during training camp and OTAs and getting here, gelling with each other, bonding, getting to know each other, and everybody just committing to one goal. Out there playing as hard as possible.
I know it's a team game and you care about the team first, but you also are winning the golf cart battle right now.
Yeah, as of right now, yes. Brian got another sack today as well, so got to keep watching him. Try to keep the lead on him, but overall, just happy for everybody. It's exciting to see, the defense playing this well. I just hope that we can keep it up for the rest of the year, and as long as we come in and day out, continue to work the way that we have, I think that we can.
Satisfying is this for you personally, though, because a lot of people thought maybe last year was just not really real. You can't do this every year.
They see the tape. That's all I got to say about that one.
Have you picked up any from Burns, or has he picked up any from you?
We
check the
Burns,
tapes.
We constantly talk about pass rush all day, every day, every time we see each other. When we out at practice, during the game, we constantly talk about pass rush, how we're being set by the tackles on each side, what worked, what didn't work. Always picking each other's brain and trying to see, okay, you use that, and then let me see if I could use this and beating with this.
Love it. Love that right there. When you are that committed, and you're picking each other's brains, instead of talking about this or that, that shows me commitment right there from these two guys. And I love it. We keep showing that type of commitment. It's going to be fun times ahead for this defense. Whether we win or lose, these guys are passionate about what they do. They're passionate about making this team successful, and they're passionate about who they are, as players. And I love that. Keep doing what you do, man. That's awesome.
Your pass
That's what's
I
up.
can't tell you that, baby. I can't
Yo.
tell you that. If I told you that, then everybody be playing me for it.
What was kind of the game plan
True.
against Jameis today?
Just
True.
affecting. Always a team like the Saints that have a dynamic running back like Alvin Kamara. You got
Yeah,
to
man.
stop the run first. In my
Facts.
opinion,
Facts.
he's one of the best running
Ingram
backs in
last
the
week.
league from a rushing and catching standpoint.
Yesterday.
So we wanted to first come out and stop the run, and then after that, once you stop the run, you get the
Love
chance
the
to pressure
strat, man.
quarterback, and that allows
Love the strat.
your pass rushers to go ahead,
It's
pin their ears
working.
back, and get after it. We knew, after watching Jameis, last week, we knew that if we could affect him and not allow him be the factor he was. I think he threw 20 passes last week and still had 5 touchdowns. Like, that's unheard of.
Right.
So we knew that if we can affect him, get him off his spot, that we would have a good chance to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
JC gets his first pick today. What is it about him? He doesn't seem like a rookie. What's his bearing like when he's on the practice field in the meeting room?
And as far as NFL ready talent, playing cornerback, and he's going to go against some great wide receivers this year. But to see him so far, man, I'm.
Are we
really
talking about Melvin?
impressed.
Hold up. Let me back that up. I need to make sure who we're talking about here.
What's his bearing like?
Can affect him, get him off his spot.
All right.
We would have a good chance to win the game.
JC gets his first pick today. What is it about him? He doesn't
JC.
seem like a rookie.
Got it.
What's his bearing like when he's on the practice field in the meeting room?
And as far as NFL ready talent, playing cornerback, and he's going to go against some great wide receivers this year.
Yeah.
But to see him so far, man, I'm really impressed. I remember when we first drafted him, I had watching some of his tape and some of his highlights. I already liked what he was, what he bring to the table. But to just see him out there balling, to get his first pick today, and only his second game, man, is special, and I'm truly happy for him. But with him, I think the sky's the limit. I think he has the talent to be one of the best. He comes in with that mentality. He works hard. He listens, and always soaking up information. And
Mentality, always listening. Those are qualities you got to have in the NFL, man. Soaking up that info.
love to see that out of rookies. He's serious about what he does.
He's serious, man.
Your performance against the Jets as a team,
Yes, sir.
kind of put the league on notice. How much more noise?
Man, think about that. You got my man Hassan Reddick, who has been in the league for how long now? Giving him praise like that? Dog. That's how you know you made it. That's how you know you made it. Because Reddick has been in the league for a good number of years, and he's seen a lot. He's a veteran at this point. So, to get that kind of praise for J.C. Horn is fantastic. Especially out of your own.
At this point now, it's about us, and continue to stack great games, and continue to execute and play as well as we did. We're still not where we want to be,
right?
But we know that. So we're working. We're going to continue to work towards trying to be as perfect as we can be, and come out here every Sunday or whatever game day. Come out there on game day and be the best that we can be.
Right.
How important it is for this defense, for your offense to be doing what it's doing, controlling the ball. Sam's not turning the ball over a lot. Gives you time to rest up. How important is that? You have confidence in him.
It's complementary football. For them to have the time of possession that they did today, and allow the defense, to kind of sit on the bench and rest and not have to go long drives, and for us to be able to continue to get them the ball back. I mean, it's big. It's everybody is playing great football so far, and we're just complimenting each other. We're feeding off of their energy. They're feeding off of us, and I I love where we're at. I know we can do more. I know we can be better, but
Facts.
I kind of love where we're at right now. Can't wait to see what the rest of the season holds for us.
The more you feed off that energy, man, the better you're gonna be.
Veteran guy, played a lot of football, a good cornerback. Can't wait for him to, come back and just be another voice, somebody who's been around. I think this is year 9 for him, somebody that's been around, and just continue to lead the younger guys, the younger DBs, and be a factor on this defense.
Right.
Hitting the road this summer?
But hey, Matt, if you keep feeding that energy and you keep pushing on offense and defense, just feeding off of each other, great things will come. Great things will come. And they already have. All right, we got this Cameron Irving video, and then we're going to be done. Cameron Irving addresses moving the ball after the CMC injury.
I noticed it just a little bit later than, it actually happened. But, Christian's a great player. We all know that. But, something happens, and this guy has to step in, and I think Chuba came in and ran the ball hard and did a good job.
Right.
You guys had that series right after that where there was a lot of pressure, balls on the ground. Was there a little bit of sense of shock at that point?
Man, it's football, it's the NFL. Things like that don't surprise you. You just have to, process what happens and, move on to the next play.
Right.
Cam, what is it? Can you just talk about the job that Sam did tonight with all the adversity kind of stacking up around y'all?
Oh, man, Sam handled the game tremendously well. He led well. He kept poise at the times where he needed. He made big throws. And then, when it came down to it, he made plays with his feet. That's all you can ask from a quarterback, is just to go out there and, do what he can and fight to win.
What did you learn about him in that second half without McCaffrey out there that you didn't know before?
We got a good one, man. We got a good one. And he's only going to get better. Like I said, it's always hard playing without one of your best players, but Sam stepped up and did a tremendous job tonight.
Cam, sort of describe what it feels like as an offensive lineman and just in general on the 3rd and inches from the one that quarterback snake y'all ran, and it took a long time to finally score. What's going on there?
Oh, man, we were just thinking about, finishing the game. We got to the red zone a few times early in the game and didn't capitalize. And that's one of the things that we've been harping on this season. The first few games, we haven't been great in the red zone. So we've just been trying to, finish drives. And for him to finish that drive the way we did, it felt great.
Yeah, I think everyone coming into the season was sort of skeptical about how Sam would do based on his track record in New York. Doing this tonight, national television, Thursday night game, do you think he, kind of let some people know around the league what he, like you said, you got to go?
Someone get this man a mic.
Of course. His play speaks for itself.
Golly. I can't hear a word he's saying.
Around us, it speaks volumes. I said it a long time ago, man, but, all he needed was to change the scenery. And,
Facts.
We're just going to continue to build on the things that we do well and work on what we need to work on.
This team sustained with McCaffrey's out for a long time?
We're a football team. We're not called the Carolina Christian McCaffreys,
Exactly. Thank
it's
you.
Hard playing without one of your best players, but at the end of the day, everybody understands that we have to step up and make plays when he's not in there. A receiver, a tight end, at quarterback. So, it's just one of those things where it's like the next man up. Coach always tells us, what's next.
Facts, dude. Facts. We're not the Carolina Christian McCaffreys. We're the Carolina Panthers. It's one whole team, bro. Thank you, Cameron Irving. God, I can't even tell you how many people think, just because we lose our star player, oh, we're not that great anymore, It's next man up. You don't know what that next man is going to do unless you study the team, like I have. Every piece is one whole piece of a whole machine. And when that machine is running and well oiled, you're going to see wins. And what are you seeing right now? You're seeing wins. Every piece of that machine is working together. We're on the same page. We have chemistry. We have everything going for us right now. Now, will that last? Yeah. As long as we keep playing like that, we go into Dallas playing like that, we're fine. We may not get a win, but at least we'll show that we're not going to change our game plan and the way we do things just because Dallas is a little bit better than us. Nah. We're not going to flop just because Dallas is a little bit better than us. You know, we're not the Carolina Floppers. We're not the Carolina Cadillac Cats, Cardiac Cats. No, we're the Carolina Panthers, and we're proving it with a 3-0 record going into this Dallas game. So thank you, Cameron Irving. Someone gets it. Someone understands on this team. Thank you, Cameron Irving. You know, I have been throwing you under the bus, but you got smarts, man. You got smarts. This man understands what we're trying to do and who we are and what football is. You know, come on. There's so many people that don't understand that the wide receiver does not make the team win. The running back does not make the team win. The whole team makes the whole team win. Those players are a piece of that machine. And yes, they produce a lot more than everybody else does, but it's still one whole machine. You still got to go through all 4 quarters with every person on that field. That's what leads to wins.
And that's how we played tonight, you know. Process what happens, good, bad, and different, and, you know, continue to move forward.
Facts. Facts, my man. Continue to move forward. Progress. That's what we are. That's who we are. I would do some Sweet Caroline for you guys, but there's nobody really in chat right now. So, I played it once last night, so I think, you know, at this point, it's just going to get a copyright strike if I try to play it now. But hey, thank you guys for coming in here and hanging out and being who you are. I appreciate y'all, man. You know, we're going to call this a stream. I think we've gotten everything out of this stream that we're going to get. And, you know, I really do appreciate y'all, man. It's a lot of fun doing what I do. And, you know, this channel is what it is, man. You know, we love it for what it is. We love this team for what it is. So let's continue to be dominant. Let's continue to do what we're doing right. You know what I mean? Don't change. And just keep doing what you're doing. And above all else, man, let's keep pounding. Peace, y'all. I hope this stream finds you happy, healthy, and well. Stay safe. I'll see y'all soon. Peace. Mm-mm-mm.